Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will be looking at wget. Wget is primarily for retrieving files from the web, and it's just wget by default. It's moved a little bit past that now. It's doing much more than just getting files, but let's see the man page for that. Man wget. And you can see the non-interactive network downloader. So it downloads stuff by default. You can also download stuff using additional tools like curl, as I mentioned earlier. But wget has its own way. It has a trick up its sleeve. It does that downloading for you just by default without any additional properties. So if we should have a look at the options, there are quite a few options you have here, similar to curl. The good thing about wget, you get quite a few things out of the box in terms of traversing through a tree. For example, you can quickly use something like wget. Let's do a demo. One of the primary use cases. Let's go straight to the primary use case. If you go wget and you -r for recursive, and you go http, maybe make that https, and example.com. Let's see what happens with that. So what this will do usually, .r will just recurse through the current web page, looking for all the links within the web page, follow those links, and download the rest of the content. But it's also clever enough not to download the entire internet. There's a running joke on your machine, because bear in mind, lots of websites are linked to lots of external websites. If wget were to go through your entire website and follow every link, that would quickly overwhelm your system, take up all your space or your disk space. So what it does is clever about looking at the specific links that are relative to the current website and stay within that domain and pull those relative parts down. Enter, let's see. So it's done something here. We get an output, we get a status code 200, that means it went well. Age of the page, cache control, we have content type, char set, and all the way down we can see serving. We can also see the progress bar, which is one of the things you get out of the box with this. Progress 100% downloaded, very small, and it's finished. Total. So let's see what we have. We list that. What we see is a directory. So by default, wget will hit that URL and download the directory representing the website. And in this directory, you should find all the files if there are many links to that page. Let's get into that directory. What do we have? In this case, there's only one file with no links. This would be great if we had an example with multiple. If I go that and see what we have, you can see that's the page. We've seen this before, but that's the only page. And if I go through this page, you can see that there is a link, one link in the page to an external website. And wget did not follow that. But if there were links within this page that goes to the about us, the content, the whatever items that would be in that page, it would follow all these links and get all the content down to that folder. Okay, what if we try? Let's see. So let's try something else. So we can do an additional recursive call, and if we try to look at something, there is a doc folder on example.com, and you can pass additional property. Let's get into that again. So there's a doc folder on this, which I presume there might be a nesting. I'm passing an additional option, which is no parent. So it will stay in the specified directory. It will not go above, seeing that even example.com would have a page above the docs directory. However, by specifying no parent, I can keep that scope, the download scope, to just where I start the URL. So everything beyond here will be downloaded, nothing above. Let's see if there's anything still on that URL. Okay, so this seems to return a 404. The thing about example.com, it's never the same. It's always changing. So some of these requests will not go through. It's just a test playground, so that will change. But you get the idea. If you do this on a regular website, get one of your websites up and try this out, you will get the results. I'm resisting the urge to start scanning multiple websites. It's something you'll have to do with permission. It depends on what you're doing with that website, what you're doing with the content. That's something that you need to consider. But nonetheless, this is a quick introduction into how wget will work for you by pulling down an entire website with just a couple of flags. And that's just scratching the surface of what you can actually do. If you go back to the man page of wget, and we go down to the bottom, you can see even wget has the copyright conditions here that's specific to the Free Software Foundation and what you can do with that. Originally authored by wget. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. It looks very interesting. I need special characters to be able to get that out. But yes, this gentleman must have been extraordinary, because this tool is quite cool. And also you can see also see wget 2. I presume that with HTTP 2, there will be lots of update to this system. Also, a .wget RC file. You can also set up specific configuration for wget that will pre-cache and a whole lot of options you can do as you get more advanced with using these tools. Up the list, we're also looking at the syntax. As I mentioned earlier, you can go through, pass in an option, the number of times you want this to attempt, because in some cases you could have issues with network retry mechanisms built into wget. So I think that gives you a good overview. Hopefully you find that useful as a good sort of light, high-level introduction just to get you started, not trying to bog you down too much with all the finer details. That should get you started and encourage your exploration of the man page. Catch me in the next one when we look at additional tools. Thanks again.